Hey everyone, it's Riley and welcome back for another custom bullet journal flip through. So as you guys may already know, I make custom bullet journals and I sell them on Etsy. So if you're interested to learn more about that, you can find a link down in the description below. You can also find the link to my brand new Instagram account below as well, in case you want to see any of my sort of progress pictures or tag me in any recreations or anything like that. So the journal that we're flipping through today is a full doodle journal, meaning that it has doodles on every single page. So as we flip through this journal, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below which monthly theme is your favorite. So personally, my favorites for this one are September, December, and January. I really love how those ones turned out, so I would love to hear if you guys agree with me or if you have other favorites. So let's jump in and flip through this journal. So here's the journal. Again, it's one of those Artist Loft ones from Michaels that I've been using. They are super budget friendly, and this specific journal, like this light gray one, is my favorite. Nobody has ever ordered this from me yet, but this is the same one that I'm using for my giveaway that I'm doing sometime this year, not totally sure when yet. But anyways, this is my favorite journal from Artist Loft, this beautiful light gray. It's got an elastic closure, it has 180 pages, and they are 120 GSM, and it only costs about $13 Canadian, so very, very reasonable. So here's the little name page that I start all of my journals with, and of course I'll go in with white gel pen and write her name in here. For the yearly theme, I decided to go with something really simple and do these little peach colored buds and tape in some craft paper for the accents. And I sort of carried this color palette into her little future log as well. So this journal is a 12-month journal, but it starts in April of 2021 and then goes until March of 2022. So those are the months that I put on the future log and everything as well. So I left her a blank page before jumping in case she wants to add anything. And here is April. So for April, as you can see, she chose a cherry blossom theme, and she had tons of quotes from like Coco Chanel and Audrey Hepburn and stuff. So that was really fun. People often don't like provide me with the quotes, they just have me find them, but she actually gave me all the quotes, which is perfect because then I know that she will actually like them. So here's the cherry blossom theme for April. Then she's got her monthly calendar. And then we've got the first weekly. So April starts on a Thursday, so I decided to use this other page here just to do a little bit of sort of like a check-in, I guess. So things that she's enjoying, learning, and thankful for. And she can do that about like this month particularly, or about the months leading up to it, or this year, whatever she wants. So here's the weekly layout, and all of her weeklies are the same. They use this sort of four-corner weekly system, and then she's got a doodle and the title of the week in the top box, and then just a to-do section in the bottom corner. So the next month here is May, and she asked if I could do my jellyfish theme, which I do so often, but I love it. And I actually thought that the quote she chose for this month worked perfectly with the jellyfish theme, because she chose the quote, "You were born an original, don't become a copy," by Coco Chanel. And I made each of the jellyfish different, like they all have a different little design on them with white gel pen. So kind of a cute little tie-in to being original. And here's her calendar again. And then we get into the weekly layouts as usual. So the next month up is June, and for June I did a little pastel rainbow theme, and she wanted lots of little pastel colored hearts as well. Then she's got her calendar and the weekly layouts for June, which turned out really cute with these pastel colors. So next we've got July, and July, I don't think I listed it as one of my favorite months, but it is one of my favorite months. I really like these cute little hot air balloons. I got this idea from Pinterest, so I'll link that pin below because it definitely gave me some inspiration. But just kind of using a watercolor technique to make these circles, and then going over top with a black fine liner and just adding sort of unique designs. Some of them are honestly the exact same ones as I use when I make like jellyfish. So that's kind of one thing that I like to do in journals, is just take something that has a really basic shape to draw, like jellyfish or like the hot air balloons, and then just put different fun little like wavy designs and stuff on top to make them all unique. Then she's got her calendar, and again her weekly layout with the doodles in the top and a to-do in the bottom. The next theme that she requested was this daisy theme that I've done quite a few times before. And she's got it with this little Audrey Hepburn quote. And then her calendar. So all of her months, you'll notice, have the same layout. So she's got a monthly title page, a quote, And then we go into the monthly calendar, and on the side there's a place for her to track her German progress. So she's trying to learn German on Duolingo. So I wrote all of the dates of the month, so for August, 1 to 31 along the side. And then up here I've got the time that she spends doing it. So 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, etc. So if she wants to, she can like fill it in like a line graph, just by sort of coloring in as far as she finished, or make it look more like a constellation by placing a dot by the time that she did and then connecting them all afterwards. Or if she would like to, this one kind of works if you're coloring it in. So if she wants to just like make a note about the milestones she hit and not necessarily focus on the time spent, she could still use a color like yellow or gray or something light and just fill in how far or how many minutes she practiced, and then on top of that write down whatever milestone she hit that day or whatever she wants to do with her German tracker. Then we've got the weekly layouts. And then we come to September. So the whole flow and like waviness of September is sort of similar to something that I've done before, but it is a bit unique. So this is the first time doing this. I used my favorite light sage green up here and this fun font where I just colored these circles in with black and then wrote on top of them with my white gel pen. And again, we've got the monthly calendar and then her weekly spreads. And I really love the weekly spreads for September. They just look so soft and like chill. So the next theme that she requested was a succulent or cactus theme, and I've done this theme a lot. I've seen this theme done a lot, so I try to like switch it up a little bit each time that I do it. And so this time, instead of making just like normal pots, I didn't do an outline. Instead, I just like drew lines in the shape of the pot, if that makes sense. So then she's got her calendar and all of her weekly spreads like this. So for the November theme, I decided to play around with collaging a little bit. She chose like probably 50% of the themes, maybe a little bit more, and the rest she left up to me. So for November, I decided to use some of my new washi tape that I got from AliExpress. It was seriously dirt cheap. So I used some of that. I used this like scrap paper, which actually, it was stuffed into a pair of shoes that my husband got for Christmas. You know, when you like get new runners and they have this like paper stuffed in there. So that's what this is from. So just be resourceful, guys. It's very, yeah, it's kind of fun and challenging to find different things to include in your bullet journal, and this is one that I really like. So then I just put a grid behind it, and I added this little cat doodle. I just like drew this onto a separate sheet of paper and then cut it out and pasted it in kind of as though it was a sticker. But this was heavily inspired by a pin that I saw on Pinterest, so I'll link that in the description as well. Then we've got the monthly calendar and the weekly spreads. So December is my all-time favorite spread in this entire journal. I have been doing a lot of these lately. I think like of the past 4 custom journals that I've done 1 month like this in each journal, but I always change up the pattern a little bit. So I basically just make a print, like an art print with different florals. Here I just use like some really simple holly. None of these are like complicated illustrations, but you just kind of splatter them around the background and then paste craft paper over top. And I have just been loving it, especially with these soft colors like the peach and the gray and this green. I really, really love December. I think it's my favorite month in here. Then we've got our calendar and finally the weekly spreads. And these and September are probably my favorite weeklies. I just love the little print in the corner. So I didn't leave much space between 2021 and 2022, but I did want to make just a little sort of transition page that has the exact same like peach colored buds that I used at the beginning of the year, and then the brown craft paper, just to carry that theme through the yearly spreads. So January's theme is another one that I really love, and it's kind of a similar concept to December, where you're basically just like making an art print, but instead of just pasting January on top, I worked that into the art print, and I think I love it so much because of the colors I chose. Like these have been some of my favorite colors to use lately, so I really like how January turned out. There's the calendar, and again, space to track her progress speaking German. And again, because January of 2022 starts on a Saturday, I only needed a tiny bit of space for this first week. So I did the same thing as I did in April, where I left a box for her to reflect on things she's enjoying, learning, and thankful for. And then we get into the normal January weekly layouts. So here's February. This is probably the brightest month in the journal. I used a big bold red font and did a bunch of strawberries And she said her favorite food is strawberries, so she didn't like explicitly ask for a strawberry theme, but she did give me a bit of freedom to choose some of the themes, so I decided to work strawberries in. So here's the weeklies. Again, they have that kind of strawberry print all over them and the same font, and then all the days of the week and a to-do box in the corner. So the final month in this journal is March, and she mentioned that March is her birthday, so she wanted it to be birthday themed. She did send me a few sort of inspiration pictures that had like cakes and lots of like blues and calm, cool colors. So that's what I went with for March for her birthday. So I've got a little happy birthday banner on the top, a cake, some like confetti and streamers. Then we've got her calendar, and finally her weeklies, which again have the same sort of banner and streamers and little like cake doodles. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed flipping through another bullet journal, and don't forget to let me know in the comments which one you like, and I'll see you in the next video.